Ageism. In this week's episode, we are talking about stereotypes and what we can do to prevent them.
What can we do to stop ageism? Well, don't be biased in your recruitment process. Don't be biased when you're considering training and development for people. Don't be biased when it comes to retaining skills. And that whole older people technology don't mix myth and barrier to opportunities. You know, the likes of organisations like Apple and Samsung, you know, these
older people.
They've been in existence for 40 years, if not longer. And so many people that were involved in original design, original technology development, have grown with those organisations. It's a fantastic example of a stereotype for age that is just completely misguided at worst or best, whichever way you look at it. But just to acknowledge that. So what can we do to stop ageism and stereotyping? Bring together those multi-generational groups, bring together that knowledge, that know-how, and in a technology environment, which don't assume it's just for the current generation. It's been around for a while. There's lots of know-how, knowledge, experience of what works, what can't work. Bring that all together, collaborate, partner, innovate for technology of now and of the future.
There's often people say bringing young people into the workforce will inspire innovation and new ideas and creativity, and yes, it will, but that's not because they're young, it's because it's just a new perspective. So it would be exactly the same if you brought in older people or people from any age group. It's the interaction between people that creates the innovation, not the age of the person.
Innovation is not the ownership of any one generational group. And another stereotype that absolutely exists today that we absolutely need to bust, we need to break through that myth. Ageism is all about understanding that stereotyping is a barrier. It creates a barrier to a positive workplace, to performance, to innovation. It's a barrier to development. It's a barrier to your business doing well. And beyond that, it's a barrier to the way we socially interact within the workplace and outside as well.
I suppose bringing back to the bias, it's not having a preconceived notion about someone based on a factor that they can't control is the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess age is that factor they can't control. So don't assume that, I don't know, if we're going for a young person, they're inexperienced. Don't assume that they don't know anything about the world and they're naive. And the same with older people. It's about technology and I don't know, if something's heavy, can they lift it? Or
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Whereas if you've done any health and safety training in your life, you'll know that manual lifting is something that is applicable to everyone. Let's break that stereotyping mold. And with the Age Diversity Forum, it's something that we focus on as part of our partner program, and we welcome the opportunity to work with all industry, all sectors, all different sizes, all locations, because it is applicable across all of those scenarios. We've addressed some of those stereotypes during this conversation, but there are more that exist within the workplace. Let's start the process to understanding how stereotyping creates barriers within the workplace, and we're welcome to work with you to practically put in place measures to remove those barriers.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at DiversityAge and use the hashtags Making a Noise and Champion Age Diversity. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.